What is up, YouTube? Big Papa Jake back with another figure review on It Figures, where I talk figures. And today I got a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat main event line. Used to be the old basics, as we used to call them. Series 152, and this is the chase figure. I was surprised when I opened this. Got it for online at Target, and I was kind of disappointed that it was the chase figure because I was looking forward to the long red tights on this figure. It's unlike any other Ricky the Dragons I have in my collection, and it unfortunately is the Tighty Whiteys, so to speak. And I don't know if this outfit is from his WCW run against Flair. I'd have to go back and look at that trio of matches and see. I don't recall in the WWF him ever wearing shorts like that. I know he was always wearing long tights, usually the red with the white gi over it, or white long tights. So yeah, a little disappointed, but you know, the figure is a great looking figure. I'm going to pop it open here. I got to do a little research and comment below if you know if this is based on his WCW look or if it's based on a WWF look that I wasn't aware of. Need to know which shelf to put it on. I think I'm going to put it on my WCW shelf with the with all my baby faces of WCW. So let's take a look at the packaging. This is a WrestleMania series of main event here. Really neat looking packaging with the blue Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and definitely a little glamour shot of him. And on the back, looks like we've got, and I haven't seen this out and about, so looks like we've got Liv Morgan, Batista, we got Stone Cold, and Seth freaking Rollins. So not a whole lot on the back other than it says Series 152, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, signature move, the flying crossbody. So definitely one of those deadly moves. But let's take a look. We're going to crack this open. I don't know as I have done a main event figure with the new movement and that. I don't go over articulation in videos. It's you know, I guess I'll say you open one series of the same thing, the articulation is the same. I really get into the look of it and the background of the actual character that the figure portrays and what I feel about him, what I remember about him. So let's take a look here. I'll start with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Obviously, being as old as I am, my first memories are of the mid to late 80s WWF when he fought Macho Man Savage in his Intercontinental title run in WrestleMania 3, which for me, not even my favorite Savage match. So I understand the allure of the match. It was well done. It was a masterpiece. The story fit. I remember Macho Man hitting him with the bell, the ring bell in the throat, and him being unable to talk for a while. So that was an awesome storyline, and Ricky the Dragon came out the victor in WrestleMania 3. But again, I think this is based on his WCW run. I'll have to take a look. But as we take a look here, if you weren't concentrating, you might think that was Strike Force member, either Tito Santana or Rick Martel, if you didn't look too close to the head. But got the red headband. Definitely the skin tone looks really good for Ricky the Dragon. Let's see, it looks like the headband comes off. It does. That's kind of cool. I don't see that very often, but that's neat. You can have him start his match and throw the headband at the opponent. But yeah, really nice looking figure. Pinless elbows. I have to take the knee pads down, but we got white knee pads. Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm not sure if the knees are pinned or not, but they don't really have a lot of articulation. So, but yeah, I really enjoy that. The white look is clean. Again, I was just hoping to add a red trunked Ricky the Dragon to my collection in my 80s WWE, or WWF, sorry. I can call it WWF. I don't have a trademark with anybody. But yeah, this is going to go, this is probably going to go in my WCW face shelf. I might even put a big gold on it for the time he beat Mr. Flair. I still have not watched all three of those matches. between Flair and Steamboat. I know they're legend, one of the great rivalries, and that threesome of matches is very highly regarded. I think I watched the one in Chicago. I'd have to go back and look, but works of art from what I'm told. And of course, his match with Macho Man Savage was a work of art. But I remember him breathing fire when he came back to the WWF. He, from what I understand, he left shortly after WrestleMania 3. I think he had a several month run with the IC title until Honky Tonk beat him. But he wanted time off to be with his family. I think his wife just had a kid, and of course Vince, doing what's best for business, got the belt off him, and then he ended up going to WCW, NWA, WCW in the late 90s, having those matches with Flair before Flair eventually found his way to the WWF. But always liked Ricky the Dragon. If anyone mentions, hey, has there ever been a wrestler who has never turned heel, this is always the name I come to, because he's the ultimate babyface, and I cannot remember a time. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure one of my tens and tens of subscribers will correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Ricky the Dragon ever had a heel run. Not sure he could have pulled it off. I've heard people in the industry say, as a person outside of the business, he was too nice as it was for wrestling, so that didn't translate into the actual ring to be a heel. So maybe that's why. Either way, love Ricky the Dragon, respect him, respect his matches. One of the best bell-to-bell wrestlers out there. I don't think he gets mentioned enough in the likes of Bret Hart and those other technicians that really could put a match together. And him and Macho Man made beautiful music at WrestleMania 3. I could watch that match over and over again. Again, I will say, I don't live and die on the hill that that's the best match ever, because it's not even my favorite Macho Man Savage match. My favorite Macho Man Savage match is Mania 7 against the Warrior, where Miss Elizabeth came back into the fold and Sherry left Macho Man's side. So, but yeah, pretty decent figure. I love the fact that the basics are getting more shine to them. They're getting a little more articulation, a lot more fun to play with. I remember opening a Rey Mysterio Jr. basic I bought because I didn't have a WCW era Rey Mysterio Jr., so I bought one just to put on my WCW shelf, and it had no knee joints, it had no arm joints, it was just rigid straight up and down. I don't even think it had articulation side to side, which this one does. And I'm like, how do you make a Rey Mysterio Jr. figure? The guy, one of the most enigmatic and creative move guy, and you expect a kid to play with this figure, and it's just a rigid straight up and down, figure. So I know it takes me back to LJN's, believe me, where we had all those figures that had no articulation whatsoever as kids, and we made it work, but imaginations aren't what they used to be anymore. But yeah, so these new main events, as they're calling them now, they are a lot better figure. This one, I think I got it on Target for $9. So the kids, if they want some of these legends in their collection, obviously I'm no kid and I collect them for display, but like if my 12-year-old son wanted to have some in his collection to beat around with, they're fun to be able to move around and put into punches or chops or come off the top rope, etc. So yeah, give it a thumbs up. I'm still gonna to paint myself disappointed that I got the chase, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll find it online again and try again, see if I can't get the red tights, Ricky the Dragon, for my WWF shelf. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Again, not going to be on the figure hunt on the outdoors for a couple more weeks while I heal up from my Achilles surgery, but I have a box full of stuff that's come in the mail that I will get through, put videos out once in a while. But let me know what you think about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. One of your favorites as a kid, too young to even really have watched it. Respect what he's done, going back and watching it, even if you are too young to have lived through it. What do we think about Ricky the Dragon? Again, he was probably one of my top 5 baby faces in the WWF golden era, even though he did beat Macho Man Savage, who was my absolute favorite. I respect the fact that that catapulted Macho Man to greater things, which is what the Intercontinental Championship is meant for. But yeah, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Otherwise, good hunting, everybody, and deuces, ooses.